Good morning, everybody. It's almost 6 a.m. It's time to get going with the day. I've spent like an hour now searching for my GoPro, and it was right in front of me when I was sitting at the computer, so glad to have it. Don't know why I didn't put it back where it goes, but we have it now so we can do the weekend's video. So this morning I've got this new machine all tore apart. There it is. I'll show you guys a little closer. And there's nothing wrong with it. We're not doing any modifications to it right now, not this morning at least, but I'm just kind of getting a feel for, you know, how it's put together. It's not great. It's not great, guys, but you could definitely see how the quality has suffered over the years, but I don't know. We'll see what we see with it. I'm probably going to put it back together shortly, but I've got I've got stuff to do today. So I've got the LX172 right here, and I want to try to get it started. There was something funky going on with the battery, so I'm just going to replace it. And stupid me left the air filter off one winter. That was not smart. So there's some carburetor issues. I do have some carburetor cleaner and some starting fluid here. So once we get underway with that, I'm just kind of having a lazy morning. You know, it's I'm not going to go to town and get a battery right now. I'll do it in a little while. I've got plenty to do to keep me busy for quite a while. But it'll be great to see this tractor running again. Been a long time coming. It's a good tractor too. I like this Kawasaki K-Series engine. I really like it. It's always been a real powerhouse. Just lots of power. Powerhouse. Literally, you could pull a house with this thing. But I don't know. We'll get to that when we get to it, I guess. Until then, I think I'm just gonna kind of mope around the shop, maybe do a little arranging. God knows it needs it in here. Remember how all this crap comes apart. There's the air filter. And of course it does not look great in there. You could see that there was standing water for some time. But either way, guys, we'll get it worked out. But on to something different for now. Well, we've got the battery out. One of these days I gotta fix the wiring in this thing. It's not very pretty. So now we go down and get a new battery and see if this thing's gonna be. I'd hate to spend the money on a new battery right now because there's so much work to do to this thing, but I just need to make sure I need to make sure the plan's right. I need to make sure that this thing's gonna run reasonably before putting too much time and money into it. So here we go. Heading down to get a battery. I'm not even sure I'm going to use this footage. This is off my new dash cam, but we'll see how it sounds and looks when I get it downloaded. It's supposed to be a warm day today, right? Just a little under 100, like 98 or something, I think. So I'm curious to know what you guys think about the name of the channel. I feel like I need to rename it, but I don't know what to rename it to. I'm just kind of at a loss for that one. I've thought and just can't figure it out. So leave a comment down below. Let me know what you guys think the name for the channel should be. Maybe we'll pick out a few good names and then we'll make a poll or something. That'd be kind of cool. Let people vote on it.
but yeah, we're super interested and appreciate the help. Gosh, they had one there, but it was like it's $50. It was double. They're like $21 at Walmart for the same battery. A few, like 25 cranking amps less, but I don't need something like that. I don't need to pay that for, you know, just to see if this thing's gonna start today. Maybe I'll get one of those nicer batteries for the tractor I use all the time, but not for this one, not right now. Just not worth it to me.
Alright guys, so before I spend really any time on this thing, we're going to get the battery hooked up and we're going to see if this engine turns over. I got a new fuel filter for it as well. We got a brand new battery here to put in it. 275 cold cranking amps. Same battery that came out of it. Not sure if this is what this tractor requires, but this is what I took out of it. So that's what we put back in it. So again, all I'm doing here is just making sure that this thing cranks over and sounds halfway decent. We might put a shot of starting fluid in it, see what happens. But other than that, I'm not putting any fuel in the tank. You know, we're going to put starting fluid in, definitely. Yeah, we'll definitely do that at the very least. I would just like to hear this thing fire, and if it does, then I know it's worth continuing. If it does not, then we got an issue. We'll have to figure that out when we get there. Figure out how I've got all these wires, because I've kind of wired and rewired things in here over the years. So this is going to be my ignition wire. So I've got the wire that goes directly to the starter, and then I've got the ignition wire that goes to the key. Let's get a little bit of oil on that situation. Where did my oil go? Oh, there it is. I put some of the 3-in-1 penetrating oil on it when I took it off earlier, but it sure doesn't look like it did much, if anything, to help it, because they were hard coming off. I'm hoping these bolts aren't going to snap going back on. If they do, then to be continued. But we'll just hope for the best. Come on. I can't believe I lost my 7/16 box wrench. I'm going to have to find that. I use that thing so much. So I got this battery here. Oh, it's been here a couple hours. I went ahead and threw it on the tender. Let it sit on the tender the last couple hours so we can make sure that it's extra good to go. Alright, that one didn't snap. That is a major plus. This one's a little more difficult. It's got this stupid thing that's always in the way. I mean, I understand why it's there, but it's always in the way. And I'm getting poked in the hand by a wire right now, which sucks. But I got the wrench in a good spot, so I don't want to move it. Alright, ignition. Oh, we got a super bright light. Super bright ignition light. Much better than with that old dead battery in it. Even though I had that battery on a charge for quite some time, it just didn't do anything. How about headlights? Oh yeah, Bright headlights. Alright. Moment of truth. Let's see if it turns over. Nothing. My light doesn't even get dim. What's going on here? I mean, we've got good power, but we're getting nothing to the starter. You hear the solenoid click over. Well, maybe, am I stupid? Let's go. That would have been embarrassing. I shouldn't need that because my neutral safety switch has been disconnected. Alright, let's climb over to this other side and see if we can see what's happening over here. Wiggle a few wires around and that one came completely off. Let's plug it back in. I don't think that would stop it from starting. Definitely stop it from, I mean, it would stop the engine from starting, but it wouldn't stop it from turning over. Interesting. Well, good morning everyone, and we're back on the John Deere. It is just before 4 a.m. Sunday morning. I decided to come out here extra early to take advantage of the cold. It's supposed to be 102 degrees today in Northern California, at least where I live, and that's not going to be great in a metal building. No, it sure indeed is not. I'm a little slow to get started this morning. I don't have any compressed air or power tools or anything like that because I don't want to cheese off the neighbors. So let's just get going at it. So I got kind of an idea of what could be going on here. I think the PTO's stuck on. I really do, because that clicking you hear, one of those is the starter solenoid up here. There's another clicking coming from below the frame and the bottom of the engine here, and I really think that's the PTO is stuck on. So I need to be able to see that and turn the key on. Oh, I think I have one of those telescoping mirrors. Yes, I do. This is going to be perfect for this job. Oh yeah, I can look right at that PTO. Okay, you know what that is? That's the solenoid on the carburetor that I'm hearing. I'm confident. Yes, it is. So scratch that idea. This doesn't have a neutral safety switch. In fact, that was the problem when I got it. I got this for free, and this is what it would do. It would just, that's all it would do. And you know what? Let me look actually, because maybe that splice got messed up. So the neutral safety switch is under the fuel tank here, right there. Where's my splice? I don't see it. I know it's in there. Alright, I'll have to put this camera down so I can, because here's the wire. That's the wire for the neutral safety switch. Alright. Put you guys back where you were. Shouldn't have shined that light in my eyes when I'm trying to see. I don't see the... I don't see the wiring that I spliced. That bugs me a little bit. Where's this guy go? Missing a plug. So I think it's this wire right here. I do believe it's that wire. Yeah, it's got to be that one. So somewhere down there is a plug with a splice on it. Because that is the plug to the neutral safety switch. Somewhere is the question of all questions. Where? There it is. So I wonder if this is, let's see. so that's going to be, that's the ground. I don't think this is going to work, but see, that's what it's doing. So where does that go? There's another splice in here too. Gotta watch what I do with these wires. Okay, what is this splice? I've done some really shoddy wiring work on this thing over the years. And now I believe I'm paying for it. Didn't think that would matter. I know where to put stuff. Okay, so that's a hot wire there. So I have ground that runs through these two blue, hot that runs through here. Where does it go from there? Where's my flashlight? I almost want to pull this whole dash out, but I don't want to get that far into it, really. Those wires close back up at least. So, this is where I get stumped. So I've got the splice for the neutral safety switch is fine. This other splice right there, whatever that is, I don't even remember what that is fine. Starter solenoid has power. The little carburetor solenoid thingy has power. Everything seems to have power. But it won't turn over. And I got the little guy on this side of the igniter. That I've replaced that before, but the engine would still turn over. It just wouldn't fire. There was no spark with that igniter all screwed up. Got power to the hour meter. Got power to the lights. I got power to everything but the starter. I guess I can try jumping across the starter and seeing if that makes it turn, I guess. Alright, so I've never done this before, but if I understand the way it works properly, if I jump the starter over to the solenoid, it should turn the starter, right? I think that's how it works. I'm starting to think I might have a bad starter. Let's see what happens here. Okay, that answers that question. It actually makes me really happy that that just happened, because that means our starter's not bad. Gosh, what else could it be though? I just don't know. Just don't know. Can't get all the way around there. I wonder if the solenoid could be bad, maybe. Don't know what to do about this, guys. So the starter's turning. At least that means the starter motor's not bad. I pulled the fuel line off from the pump to the carburetor, and I'm actually glad I did this, because look at this, the fuel filter, the nipples just snapped right off of it, and this line, I don't know if you guys are going to be able to see this, but this line is so rotten and just ridiculous. So I put the new filter together. I just need to go down when the hardware store opens. I just need to go down and get some more fuel line, because I do not have any. The only stuff that I had left, I ran from the fuel pump to the fuel tank, and I do have a little excess in the back there, but I don't want to use that. I'd hate to cut it and then do something wrong. You know, I only need like a 12-inch section, so. Alright, I guess I'll kill the camera and get back to the drawing board. I'm just totally stumped. So I figured out how to do a test here on the starter. I've got my charger right down there in the trash can, set to 6 amps, 12 volts. I've got the negative hooked up to the frame right there. So when I touch this, the starter turns. Can you guys see that? When I touch this one, the solenoid engages. I wonder if I could touch them both. Yeah, it just doesn't have enough power to do them both, because like I said, it's only 6 amp. But
I talked to somebody about that, and I was told that that starter's good. There's nothing wrong with it. So one thing that I did notice is I'm getting no power to that wire right there. No matter whether the ignition is in the start position, the run position, the off position, no matter what. And that needs 12 volts. It has to. I mean, I don't really know how these things work, but it has to use 12 volts because that wire is what plugs into that little spade connector that just engaged that solenoid. So that it's got to have, when you turn the key to the start position, that should energize that wire with 12 volts to engage the solenoid. So that's what I'm working on now, is a big wiring mess. Can't have music playing, I get a copyright claim. Alright. I need you to hold the thing steady. I'm going to take these side things off first. Okay? You might not even have to hold it, just make sure it doesn't fall, okay? Good. I was trying to pull it off completely, but it doesn't look like it wants to come off.
It looks like there's like staples.
Yeah, there is. Okay, ready?
Yeah.
Okay, now I gotta get it off the back. Don't let it fall. I need this piece. Weird. Should have unscrewed, but they didn't. I don't know why. Just see what happens. Kind of just pull it a little bit. Okay, stop. Stuff on that board right there. Oh, and that's the one. Do me a favor. Run up to the shop. Let me get on my workbench. There's a screwdriver. Yep, that's the one. Thank you. Was it on the workbench?
Yeah.
Yes. Okay, get in the middle and hold it up. It's going to come off as soon as this screw comes out.
Yeah.
Alright, you should be free. Yep, it's free. Okay, just shut the doors. Okay, we're gonna go. Yeah, latch it. What we're gonna do is we're gonna pick it off the fence, okay?
Okay.
You have to spin your side around. Your side has to go in, okay? Ready?
Yeah.
Let's go. Set it down, set it down, set it down. That really hurt. Get stabbed in the knee.
Trying to find like a good place to stab it.
There's not a good place. I'm just reaching through the chicken wire. All right, ready?
Yep.
Lift and spin. All right, get it up there. All right. Why don't you use your gloves to brush it, clean it up.
here is their new home. Got some work to do, but it's up here at least. Well, I had to take a slight detour in what I was doing. Let me shut this so you guys can. Probably drowned in the lights. Probably drowned in the picture out like crazy. So I went to put together the. I went to do a little bit of work on the wire on the quail's new cage, and my trusty staple gun appears to have died. It's not working right. You know, it's a Campbell Hospital staple gun. It came free with an air compressor. So, guys, I've been running this thing for 8-10 years now, maybe. It's been a great staple gun. And it's definitely worth its weight in gold, especially since it came free with a compressor. So I replaced it with another 2-in-1 nailer, stapler, 18 gauge, another Campbell Hospital. And we're going to have our first look at it now. We don't really care about that air tool oil that it comes with. I'm kind of excited to see what changes have been made over the last 8 to 10 years. Very, very interesting. So at first sight, let me see, what are these? Sorry guys, I just getting situated here. Okay, well they're 1 inch, so that, okay. Stapler out. So the old gun takes 1.5 inch nails or staples. No, I'm sorry, 2-inch nails, 1.5 inch staples. The new one only takes 1.25 inches of each, which is fine because I typically use the 1-inch staples for the cages and stuff. Yeah. I mean, what are you gonna say? It's a brad nailer and stapler. It's kind of like the rest, but I'm excited to be able to finish that project that I started. So we'll take this, we'll get it out of here. We got a tarp because, as you can see, we've got the Troy built in here right now. The John Deere needs a little bit more work than I thought, so I pulled it out. I'm going to tarp it. I got to order some parts. And I don't, my Troy, God, I gotta polish it. It's just all nasty. I like keeping stuff looking good and clean, you know? And it's all nasty, so. Second is this 3-gallon air compressor. Now I did read some bad reviews, so I will keep my receipt. But it's handy to have a small air compressor around the farm, because the one behind you guys is a 60-gallon, 200 PSI compressor. It's not something that you just, it's on wheels, but it's not something that you just wheel around. It's just ridiculous to try to even think you can wheel it around. So it stays stationary over there. It's plugged into the hose reel, and I got like 1,000 feet of hose that I can run around. Comes with a little worthless air tool thing. I think all compressors nowadays come with that. So one thing, like I said, I read some bad reviews, and one thing I'm seeing right off the bat, some of the reviews said it did not come with a hose. Well, as you can see, it does in fact come with a hose, but I think we have to pull the compressor out first. Let's get this box down here. I mean, it's a good looking compressor. It's actually kind of heavy, which could be good, could be bad. It could be good or bad. And just like all of them, the hose is just hooped. Just a mangled hose. We'll see if we can't get it straightened out a little bit at least. And this fitting is junk. I'll tell you that right now. This fitting is junk. I've got... It doesn't come with a fitting for the other side of the hose, but I've got... I should have a fitting in here that'll fit on it. Oh, there we go. I keep these around just because you never know when you're going to need. And they're fitting on a hose. I'm gonna have to replace these soon though, because I'm definitely running low on air fittings. There. Now we have a functional hose. So I'm going to go read some instructions, and then we'll be back. Get some work done. We're going to use this compressor with that new nailer to get some work done on the new quail enclosure.